And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. And again, thanks to you, yesterday alone, an additional 2,500 new subscribers joined this community. So hit subscribe, watch, keep the comments coming, and share with one friend because the stupidity, it is boundless. Look, yesterday, Trump had another presser in the Oval Office. Now, as I shared with you on Monday, Trump made maybe one of the stupidest decisions out there to use 30,000 real eggs during his egg roll. All right, the Easter egg roll, instead of plastic eggs filled with candy. Personally, I'm shocked I didn't see a bunch of kids on the side of the road selling eggs at 50 cents a clip, but that's neither here nor there, right? It's another story. Now, I want to get into the more important comments that Trump had made, but I also want to highlight his delusion as he spoke about egg prices, because it seems that Trump thinks that eggs were, $85 a dozen. I mean, it's almost like Rain Man, right? Play the clip.
But if you remember my first week, I was standing here, Paul, and they were screaming about eggs. The cost of eggs have gone through the roof. They were up like 500, crazy, like 4 or 5 times. And we won't have eggs for Easter, they were saying. There will be no eggs. You can't order eggs. They wanted us to order plastic in the shape of eggs. Well, yesterday we had 48,000 people at the Easter hunt. They call it the Easter roll at the White House. And we had all eggs. And as you know, the cost of eggs has come down like 93, 94% since we took office. And they're pretty much normally priced now. Great job. Our Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, did a very good job. But groceries have come down.
Yeah, up 93, down 100, 500% up. His numbers, I don't even know where they come from. Well, I do know where they come from. They're just not normal. Meanwhile, Trump made it clear in a post on Monday that he doesn't believe in due process. In it, they turn around and they say, this is beyond. I'm doing what I was elected to do, remove criminals from our country. But the courts don't seem to want me to do that. My team is fantastic, doing an incredible job. However, they are being stymied at every turn by even the U.S. Supreme Court, which I have such great respect for, but which seemingly doesn't want me to send violent criminals and terrorists back to Venezuela or any other country for that matter. People that came here illegally. The courts are intimidated by the radical left who are playing the ref. Great Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito correctly wants to dissolve the pause on deportations. He is right on this. If we don't get these criminals out of our country, we are not going to have a country any longer. We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years. We would need hundreds of thousands of trials for the hundreds of thousands of illegals we are sending out of the country. Such a thing is not possible to do. What a ridiculous situation we are in. Make America great again. So again, based upon Trump's infinite knowledge of the law and process, nobody's entitled to due process if Trump doesn't think that you're entitled to due process. Okay, Trump then goes and he doubles down on it during a presser. You can't imagine. If you make a mistake, the smart thing to do is stay away from it. Not Trump. He doubles down. Play the clip.
Their prisons into the United States, and we're getting them out. And I hope we get cooperation from the courts because, we have thousands of people that are ready to go out. And you can't have a trial for all of these people. It wasn't meant, the system wasn't meant. And we don't think there's anything that says that, look, we are getting some very bad people, killers, murderers, drug dealers, really bad people, the mentally ill, the mentally insane. They emptied out insane asylums into our country. We're getting them out. And a judge can't say, no, you have to have a trial. The trial's going to take 2 years. And no, we're going to have a very dangerous country if we're not allowed to do what we're entitled to do.
Look, let me be very clear. I wrote about this in my Substack of this morning about how Trump and I know because I was a victim of it, has no respect for the First Amendment, no respect for the Constitution, which of course will end up messing up your Second, your Fourth, your 14th Amendment, and so on. There will be no Constitution. In my Substack, I turn around and I write, if Trump is successful in doing what he wants, which is violating people's due process rights, violating the First Amendment, you lose your ability to protest. Your press gets gutted. Investigative journalism becomes espionage. Student protests become terrorism. Books are banned, or worse, never even written. The line between illegal speech and unflattering truth, it just disappears. A satirical tweet, jail. A peaceful protest sign, a felony. A critical op-ed, sedition. I mean, and the First Amendment, it becomes a memory, a relic of a once great democratic experiment. What follows is not democracy. It's Trumpocracy, one where he is the judge, the jury, and the algorithm, one where loyalty to him replaces loyalty to the Constitution, one where fear, not freedom, controls speech. Read that Substack. It is phenomenal. Meanwhile, Trump goes on and he claims that he had no intention of firing Jerome Powell, though his past comments suggested otherwise. Maybe somebody finally smacked him upside the head and said, hey, genius, let me be clear. You don't have the power to fire Jerome Powell. You can say that you do, but you don't. Play the clip.
Late's not good.
Mr. President,
I don't want to talk about that because I have no intention of firing him.
Mr. President,
there are reports that you're considering doing something for moms across the country, giving them some type of bonus whenever they have a child. Are you considering that? Or are you
Sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah, please.
You have no intention of firing Jerome Powell because your economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, a few days ago said that you and people in the White House were studying this idea of possibly doing before his term ends.
No.
Do you have any plans on doing it?
None whatsoever. Never did. The press runs away with things. No, I have no intention of firing him. I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. This is a perfect time to lower interest rates. If he doesn't, is it the end? No, it's not. But it would be good timing. It could have taken place earlier. But no, I have no intention to fire him.
Last time you talked to him,
I don't want to comment on that. That doesn't matter.
Has no ability to fire him. All right. And yes, the president has every right to turn around to express, hey, this would be a great time within which to lower interest rates. But he has no ability to force the Fed chair, to force Jerome Powell either to do it, to resign, or to accept a termination. Meanwhile, Trump is asked if he's going to play hardball with China. Play the clip.
started with China.
Are you going to play hardball with them? Are you going to mention COVID?
Well, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to mention COVID. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to play hardball with China. I'm going to play hardball with you, President Xi. No. We're going to be very nice. They're going to be very nice. And we'll see what happens. But ultimately, they have to make a deal because otherwise they're not going to be able to deal in the United States. So we want.
And this is the master negotiator that we have right now speaking on our behalf. Holy shit. Trump might be doing, a tariff walkback after he said that the tariffs on China may come down. In fact, China right now on their social media platforms is making fun of Trump. But that's okay. Like a fifth grader, play nice in the playground. Play the clip.
Earlier today, Treasury Secretary Gusson suggested that with the tariff rates as high as they are now, it's effectively an embargo of trade between the United States and China. Do you see it that way?
That's true. 145% is very high, and it won't be that high. It's not going to be that high. It got up to that. We were talking about fentanyl, where, various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high.
What level do you think it'll come down to if you haven't?
It'll come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were just destroyed. China was taking us for a ride, and just not going to have. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very good to China. Have a great relationship with President Xi, but they would make billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and they would build their military out of the United States and what they made. So that won't happen. But they're going to do very well, and I think they're going to be happy, and I think we're going to live together very happily and ideally work together. So I think it's going to work out very well. But no, it's at 145%. It will not be anywhere near that number.
To class in linguistics, right? But listen, my friends, don't fret. All right, don't fret. Trump thinks that we're going to make a deal with China because we're in the golden age. Play that clip.
I'm not, but 100% of all of these documents are being delivered. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, you said you're ultimately going to make a deal with China, but where do things stand right now? Have you talked to him?
My relationship, my relationship with President Xi is great. It's been great for a long time. We've had a very good relationship, and I think we'll make a deal with China.
Mr. President, in your meeting with...
If we don't make a deal, we'll set it. We'll just set the number, and, I think they'll want to be a part of the United States. We're doing great. This is the golden age, as Paul said. We're talking about the golden age. It will never be a time like this, in my opinion. And China wants to be a part of that, too.
Mr. President, in your meeting with investigation firm, the Mueller investigation...
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, finally, I want to show you what Trump had to say when he was asked about the Jeffrey Epstein files. Nothing says presser like a Jeffrey Epstein question. Play the clip.
Mr. President, you said...
When can we expect the Epstein documents to be released? The rest of them?
Which documents?
The Epstein files?
I don't know. I'll speak to the Attorney General about that. I really don't know. I know that we've done the RFK, the Kennedy. Martin Luther King is out there very shortly, so we'll find out. But we've really announced we're doing them in full transparency. When we did JFK, people were saying, "Oh, maybe it wasn't all; it was all." And
yeah. By the way, nothing that was released changed any part of the JFK story. Just to put that out there. All right, you want to put it out there, Mr. President? All you got to do is call the Pam Bondi. She's your girl. You come around and say, "Hey, I want the Epstein files declassified. I want them released to the public." Let's all see who was involved with dear old Jeff. My friends, we're in a really weird situation right now. We're in a situation where not only do you get lied to by the press secretary, you get lied to by the president of the United States and everyone in between. Not going to happen here. We're going to take the information. We're going to dissect it. We're going to call bullshit, balls and strikes here on the Michael Cohen Show. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.